Welcome to Nintendo Voice, your voice for everything Nintendo. This is Lewis Pugh. Wait, I messed up the intro. What about that, Colin? Anyway, this is episode 91, recorded on the 3rd of May 2017. The fact I was trying not to forget. And with me today is Colin Cropton.
It's me. Hello. Yes, I am here. It's not just Lewis by himself.
No. And I also just realized the importance of, if you have your live show in another tab, make sure you mute it in advance, or else it gets very confusing when it speaks to yourself in your ear. Anyway, on today's show, we've got some lovely what we've been playing. We've got Nintendo news, and we do have the bonus round. And what I'm going to do, which is slightly different, and if you've missed a show or two, we actually do these now live on YouTube, in addition to audio only. But with that in mind, I'm going to do something like we don't usually do. I'm going to give out the bonus round question we asked last time at the start of this episode. And if anyone's listening live at the start of this show, they can enter in their answers in the chat, and I will add them into the answers when we get to the end of the show. And so the bonus round question is, what was your favorite bit of news from the most recent Nintendo Direct? And admittedly, that was about 2 weeks ago now.
It was, yeah.
But if you can cast your minds back to the long forgotten times of the last Nintendo Direct, what was your favorite bit? Let us know. There is those Twisted Fusion goodies to be won. So yeah, enter them in chat. And if you're listening to this in the normal podcast way, my apologies. It is already too late.
I mean, well, you can still give an answer, we just can't hear you.
It'll be too late.
Or read it, to be fair.
I'll say be patient. There is another new question at the end of the show.
As always.
That's what you should hold on to. Colin.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. This is a bit of untraditional for the show, but this is quite an untraditional show. So I asked you the question, how are you?
Very well.
It's very unformulaic, but
it's very peculiar. This never happened before. How are you?
I am doing well. We might be worth noting that it's just gone midnight over here for both of us.
Yeah, we're very tired. But it's okay. It's okay.
Not that I need it. But I do have a nice sponsored can of Monster here.
You came more prepared than I did.
So yeah, if I start to get sleepy, I've got that to my side.
I have just water.
Just water.
Yeah.
It's good. Anyway, what I also wanted to mention, in addition to this being on YouTube, just a gentle reminder, reminder in general, if you are listening to the normal audio version, there is the YouTube version out there. If you do want to check it out, youtube.com/Nintendo Voice.
You can check it out. You can check out the plug Lewis just did to his specific brand of drink that he showed.
I guess I did mention it, but I also broke my cardinal rule, which I gave last week, saying that I will not do any visual cues without saying what it is. So apologies. There you go. There we go. We've got lessons to learn. So let's jump straight into some what we've been playing.
Yes.
And I do have some games to talk about, which I haven't put in the notes, which I noticed Colin here has just put the word surprise.
I have, yes.
So I'm not sure if mine's more of a surprise fact I didn't write a thing. But I'm going to let you go ahead because I've been waffling for the intro.
Okay, so I played a surprise. I wasn't expecting to play this game. I was expecting to play this console. I have played a Nintendo Switch.
Ooh.
I do not own a Nintendo Switch still. I have played one. My older brother got a Nintendo Switch.
Oh, awesome.
And so I was like, oh, cool, I'll come around and I'll be able to test drive it essentially until I get my own one. So I'll talk about the Switch in a minute. But the game I played was I after playing it, I'm even more baffled. But he got 1-2 Switch. Now, 1-2 Switch is a terrible abomination of a game.
Oh.
It's awful.
Very nice thing to say, Colin.
It's awful, but the potential it has for just random fun, makes it kind of okay to be awful.
This seems a very strange way to compliment a game.
It is. It's very backhanded, but
It's very. That's exactly what it's a backhanded compliment if I've ever heard one.
It's not a good game.
No, but you have fun with it, do you?
We had fun with it.
Well, there. It doesn't not make that a good game.
We didn't have fun in the way that the game, at least I think, intended.
You had the wrong fun.
Possibly. It's very confusing. It's very baffling. It's a case of like, so we did the board game thing you can do, like the multiplayer board game, because there's a group of 4 of us, and we just cycled through, and we had fun.
That's good to hear.
But we shouldn't have fun because a lot of the games we felt didn't really work that well.
Okay, so that's fair enough. So, why did you have fun? How was it not because the games were good? You just were laughing because it was bad, or
it kind of had that feeling when you watch a movie that's so bad it just makes you laugh. It had that kind of quality. It's like this game's a complete mess, but we're laughing at the mess it's making. So,
okay.
I'll give you an example. The game where you got to spin to keep the plates on sticks.
I don't know, but I can remember the pictures of the 2 clowns in the video.
Yes, we landed on that game, and we imitated what they wanted us to do on the screen. They're like, "Oh, just rotate, just make circular motions with your Joy-Con."
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Didn't work for either of us. We were just like, as soon as the game started, it just dropped, and we're like, "Well," but it was funny because we couldn't understand why. But it was just, why didn't it work? I mean, that said, there were some games. I think Treasure Chest is what it's called. It's where the treasure chest is wrapped up in all this like iron chain, and you have to like grab the Joy-Con and rotate it, unravel it. That was a lot of fun. That was genuinely a lot of fun. Like this game's brilliant. It's not one mini game out of like, how many are on that game? Like 30.
Around about that number.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
That's the one I was like, this is really fun. That was really cool. The safe cracking minigame was really cool.
Yeah.
The ball bearings, which everyone says is the best one, where you got to try and work out how many balls are in the thing.
The ball counts game, yes.
Yeah. That was cool. One of the worst ones, actually. So Runway is terrible, but it makes you look like a complete idiot.
Yes.
So that's fun in that aspect, I guess. But the one we could not work out, and the inclusion of this game is baffling. Baseball.
Yes, baseball is a weird one.
Baseball without any visual clues as to what is actually happening. It's all done through sound effects, and you just got to basically feel it out.
Yeah. Well, have you played the table tennis one?
No.
Similar concept, but I feel it actually works where baseball doesn't.
Right. I don't see how, though, because you're not seeing a physical ball.
No.
One person's throwing an imaginary ball at you, and the other person has to hit nothing.
Yeah.
But make it look like you're hitting something.
True. I think, ironically, I think it works better on the table tennis because it's a much faster game.
Right.
And you're building up a rally even though you can't see it. But you kind of stand opposite each other and you can hear, you hit the ball and you can hear it like bounce on the table and the other person has to hit it.
And you get into the rhythm, I'm guessing.
Yes, it's a bit more like a rhythm game at that point.
Okay, cool. So that sounds fun.
That's one of my favourite games to Monty Switch is that little table tennis game.
I'd have to go back and try that one. The baseball was just one person has to just throw the ball, and you hear the sound of it being thrown, and it's like, when do I swing the bat? Is it just?
Yeah, I think there's meant to be like 2 clear things. Like you've got like a fastball and a slow ball, I guess.
Yeah, basically.
But the problem I have is like it detecting I've thrown it. I don't know why. I'm not sure if you had that problem. Like I'd like make the motion with the controller, whatever it was. Nothing would happen. Keep doing it, and then one time we go, and it would actually work.
See, that sounds like an old Wii remote. issue.
Yes.
We didn't have that problem. It worked. It worked. What I guess.
Yeah.
But we hit the ball at once, like every 3 or 4 swings, maybe. We got round to actually hitting the ball, and it was a mess, and it wasn't. And that kind of sucked the enjoyment out of it because like it's swimming fun if we had something visual to go with it.
That's fair enough.
Even if you're like just on the Switch itself, it showed you an image of a ball and like just how far it's like is. So
Yeah.
and, it like disappears after a while. So you could just something to give you a better chance. But it's nothing. It's terrible.
It's very bizarre decision, really, for Nintendo to kind of launch with that as their like casual game, because it is
I don't
an odd
think
game to get your head around because you're not looking at a screen most of the time. It is audio cues and these other things.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest concept to get in a lot of the games. Like some of them are a lot more obvious and clear than others.
Mm-hmm. So I think I don't think it's odd that they released it. I think it's very odd that they're charging people for it. I think the price is completely invalid for the game you're getting is not worth the asking price. It's not. I mean, it's fun. It's fun in its chaotic way. I wouldn't go out and buy it. Yeah, but
and the
it's
fact,
a kind of game. Sure.
I was going to say, sorry, because it is like an audio focused game and there's like very visuals to it. It does make you just at a very quick glance go, well, why is it worth the same price as another game which, you know,
exactly
does also have like, you know, pretty visuals.
Graphics.
Exactly. Where a lot of the games, it's almost blank.
I think the perfect scenario for 1-2 Switch though is a rental, one night rental.
Yeah,
it's perfect for that. It's absolutely perfect for that. So that kind of scenario, go rent it for a night. You'll have fun, but don't buy it.
Yeah,
or at least not full price. That's the worst thing you can do. Yes, the old the jar makes a comeback.
pretty much. I was going to say, I mean, I'm not surprised they didn't do it, but if you remember back on the Wii U, way back when, but no, more particularly when they had something called Wii Sports Club.
Yeah, that's right.
And you could rent the individual sports in addition to buying them.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if they ever considered a similar business model for 1-2 Switch. So you could rent it for an evening or a weekend.
Yeah, but as I think that'd be really cool if you go on the eShop and say I want to rent 1-2 Switch, not a game of 1-2 Switch. Because I find
as in the full thing, but
yeah, I was gonna say individual games,
24 hours, 48 hours.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You like a 2-day pass and just access it whenever you want.
You can spend like a $5 on that, opposed to 40 quid.
Yeah, no, definitely. I also, I mean, this game. The fact it's not a physical release is even more baffling to me because I would not want to buy a physical copy.
No,
I don't see the point, the validness of a physical copy. It's taken up a cartridge slot. It's not a game that we play often.
That's true, and that's the thing. Like, and if you do find yourself in like, that perfect opportunity to play 1-2 Switch, the perfect people with the perfect atmosphere. I've got the device with me. Oh. Because I never play it, I left that copy at home.
Exactly, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, it is right. So, I mean, 1-2 Switch, terrible game. Awful.
Hot takes here in Nintendo voice.
Yeah, it's rubbish, but, but it's rubbish, but you'll have fun with it in a party setting. Yeah. Just don't expect it to be like... but actually, about the Switch itself, I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool.
Your Switch first impressions.
Yeah, because I got a chance to try it in handheld mode, which is how I predominantly plan on using mine.
Yeah.
That I've got kind of mixed feelings about. I think it feels really good.
Okay.
I don't think it feels as comfortable as what the gamepad does. And the reason why is it's missing that ridge. I love the gamepad ridge. It's so nice. It balances the controller really nicely. The Switch is missing that.
Yeah,
The
it's
Switch
something I've not
is
really heard many people talk about.
Mm.
And I think it just, it is a sleeker device. It looks more premium because it is, and it feels nice and so on.
oh, definitely, yeah.
In that sort of tactile sense. But in terms of being a comfy controller, that Wii U gamepad wins hands down. Just,
Yeah.
I mean, and it's a matter of compromise in designing anything.
Yeah.
Like, the Wii U gamepad isn't a pretty object, in my opinion. But you can kind of grip your mitts around it, and they kind of sink into the ridges in the back.
There's so many.
Well, don't get me wrong. The Switch portable mode, you do get used to it. I think it's more comfortable than the 3DS in that sense. Like it's bigger, which helps because you can your fingers can kind of go where they want.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, no, I'd agree with that.
So you do kind of find a way to play comfortably on it for long periods of time. But yeah, the Wii gamepad, it's designed to be more comfortable.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's something I've got to get used to when I get mine. So just get used to or I'll just do what I do every handheld device I own and buy a grip for it. I feel there's like some third-party grip being made for it. It's going to feel cool. Yeah, so I mean, Switch overall I thought was really nice. It looked really good.
Yeah. What? Just a quick recap. What did you play on it beyond 1-2 Switch?
It was just 1-2 Switch. I watched my brother play Zelda.
Yeah.
And yeah, the comparisons between the Wii U version and the Switch, minimal, very minimal at best.
Yes.
It was just like, yeah, Zelda still looks really good. It just looks.
Oh no, yeah, there isn't a huge difference by any means between the two versions. And just also, was it just on the Switch screen itself you saw him play, or was it on the TV?
I got him to show the whole docking. I was like, I have to see it. Go into the whole docking.
Make sure all this time it wasn't an extremely elaborate trick on you that it could do what it said it could.
I just kind of want to see it in action because I've never seen the process, and it's cool. I mean, because you don't need to turn your TV on. You just put the system in the dock, and the TV goes boom. It's on.
That's the channel on. Yeah,
it's cool. I was like, that's really sneak. I like the. I got a chance to try out the Joy-Cons in the Joy-Con grip.
Oh yeah.
Didn't feel great. I'll be honest. It feels too light. It's just
that's another thing. I mean, and I say this owning a Pro controller, but the grip is something you do get used to. It felt weird at me at first, and it's part of the reason why I had a Pro controller on launch day, because I had felt both before I bought it. But playing multiplayer, I have just played a lot more with the grip because you swap back and forth, and it's different. But I think just eventually, it does kind of feel at home, like it doesn't feel out of place. But I guess it's like any new controller; it takes a little while to get used to. But yeah, it does get there. I mean, it's got all the same buttons and everything, and yeah,
that's cool. So yeah, it felt. I tried all the modes. I tried the Joy-Cons just individually, just like lounging on a chair. That was awful. Does anyone play like that? I mean, that's just insane. But I tried it. It works, but if you have the grip, use the grip. I have not tried a Pro controller yet, and that's the one controller which is really amazing. That's like once you use that, you'll never go back to the Joy-Cons and the grip again. So I am.
Yeah, it's a very nice Pro. It's the best controller they've ever made in terms of that traditional controller.
I'm going to hold you to that,
and it should be, but it is nice. It does feel good. Got the nice big buttons, nice D-pad. The actual just mold of the controller feels nice.
Yeah. I did try the individual controller, just messing around while the switches off. I just like grabbed one of the Joy-Cons, like, can I actually hold this and potentially play a game?
Can you?
Within 10 seconds, I have my answer. No.
Oh, no.
My hands are too large for it. Yeah, I just kind of like, it looked like going on weird.
They're monster hands.
It's really hard. I mean, it's just like, it's really difficult. It's just like, I can't grip it. I mean, I can grip it, but I grip it too much. It's just too much grip.
Yeah. Well, if you ever want to play sniffer clips, you better get used to them.
Well, I didn't try it with the strap.
Ah, of course, yes. It does make a bit of a difference.
That might help, but I can't. It's only like only a small amount. I don't think it's. Yeah, see, it's a game I really want to try, but he didn't have it. I was like, oh.
Yeah, we'll have to do another meetup at some point. I feel.
Yeah, I feel like we need to revisit it, but yeah, I'll be buying my Switch. I plan to get it after E3, but just mainly because
with a launch copy of ARMS, perhaps.
That'd be cool. Arms is actually,
is ARMS winning you over?
The more I keep going back to it, but the more I hear about ARMS, I'm always like, yeah, actually, I would play that. I would give it a go. I'll try it out.
That's good to hear.
I kind of feel like it needs a demo. If I had a demo, I'd be like, yeah, okay. But yeah. So
we'll see.
That's me and Switch, and
that's you on the Switch and your recent plays. That's cool. Yeah. And I've got a couple of new games.
Oh, new games.
Yeah, and they are, as you would imagine, Switch games at this point. One of them, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I was going to kind of start.
You're stretching the new part here, but yeah, okay.
Admittedly, they didn't put the word "new" in the title, unlike some of their
missed opportunity.
releases.
They could have done that. New Mario Kart 8.
The missed opportunity is that it's not DX instead of Deluxe.
Of course, yeah.
And actually, I'm going to take this little time to do a little. I'm not sure if this is a rant or not.
Go for it.
But I remember, I think it was the morning of the Nintendo Switch presentation, the one in January, and so I was like, because there was all these rumors about some sort. I can't remember if it was called Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or there was some sort of rumored version. I think it might have just been 8 Deluxe, as in they said, "Oh, that's what the next one's going to be called," and I was like, "No, they would never do that. It would be 9." And I just wanted to add my reasonings to this because, in addition to that, the rumors were there would be 2 extra cups.
Right.
Because they had this, it will have this amount of many tracks. These are the stats. It's called Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I was like, no, if they're adding extra tracks, they'll just call it 9 at that point.
They would do, yeah.
Anyway, 8 Deluxe, as it is, doesn't come with any new tracks. Does come with new bonus round tracks, so maybe that's where the mix-up happened. Yeah. So I've been playing a fair bit of battle mode because that's what's new.
Cool. How does it feel?
Battle mode feels great.
Good.
Yeah, it's like they've.
That's the bit everyone's like, oh, that was terrible in 8.
Like you just play it and like you're straight back to your favorite battle mode and your favorite Mario Kart. Whichever one it may be. And there's lots of different modes, which is cool. So you've got your. Let's see if I can remember them now. You've got your traditional one with the balloons.
Right.
You've got Shine Thief from Double Dash. You got Bomb Blast. I'm not sure if that's a new one or that's from Double Dash or not. It's where it's basically like your regular mode where you pop the balloons, but the only items you have are the bombs.
I believe that is in Double Dash. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a mode. Actually, I don't think I've even got to play this one yet. I think it is the new one. I can't think of its proper name, but it's kind of like a cops and robbers type game where the chasers, when they like contact the other team, they get sent to like a jail, and like you can like set free your own team by getting there. Actually, no, I played around with that.
That sounds pretty good.
It takes you a while to get your head around, but it's quite cool nonetheless. And I think there's another mode as well, which I'm forgetting.
Okay.
Let's see if there's anyone in the chat.
It's good variety, and at the very least.
Well, it's good variety in the amount of modes, but it's also good variety in the amount of actual dedicated battle courses.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they're not.
I have to ask about the courses. Is there a Switch course?
A Switch course?
On the GameCube.
There was a GameCube course.
There's a GameCube course.
No, there's no Switch course.
Oh,
unless it's like an Easter egg of one of the courses, but there's not a dedicated themed course. No one in the chat's telling me all the names.
Come on, chat.
Of the modes.
It's terrible.
It's a bit terrible. I mean, maybe someone will now. But yeah, also what I liked about the battle courses is they're not just kind of remixed versions of the current courses. Because I know what was terrible about the original Battle Mode in 8 is that they were literally the courses.
Yeah.
Or very slight variations. And I thought what they might do is just take like a theme of one of them, like the assets, and then build a a spherical arena type thing out of it.
Yeah.
But they don't even do that. They are going out on completely new themes as well.
That's cool.
And so they're like new worlds, and they all look really cool. And it's like little details. Like there's one which is based on Splatoon, and
I knew you'd be like, yes, the Splatoon stage is the best.
Yeah, and Zinkling as well. So I'm definitely racing as a Inkling girl.
Okay.
Anyway, but in the Splatoon stage, of course, it plays like sort of Splatoon music you would expect when you do a turf war, which is cool in itself.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to like the last 60 seconds, and you get the increased version. Instead of doing like the increased version, it does like the countdown theme of the Splatoon test fire.
That's really cool. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just little touches like that. Yeah, lots of attention detail in them. Got someone helping out in the comments here. Gorny 7789. Yeah, we got Balloon Battle, Renegade Roundup, Bob-omb Blast, Coin Runners is the one I forgot. Shine Thief. I did play Coin Runners. It seems okay.
Is it just kind of like collect as many coins as you can in the same amount of time, or
basically? So when you hit other enemies, their coins spill out of them, so you can get them that way as well. It's the sort of one which kind of it breaks up if you play the battle mode on shuffle, which is I guess something new as well. So if you can set up like an online tournament of battle modes and just have it like, the actual mode itself is going to be random, and so you can like cycle through these different battle modes, which is cool. So which gives you a little taste of all the different ones without just going, all right, we're going to go to balloon battle and just have pick your stage each time.
That sounds good. I mean, it sounds like they actually put the time and effort into battle mode, as opposed to be like, it's back, but it's basic.
Yeah. There's battle mode's great. Other little things like, I mean, I'm sure people listening, watching, whatever of the show know what the new things are, but like the fact that it has double items is really cool. Does make just racing in general feel a bit more fresh.
I was going to say, because in Double Dash, that's a big deal. Because the two players can hold an item each. I was like, is that kind of like a throwback to the Double Dash days then, that you can hold 2 items in this one? Is it like...
I guess it works a little bit differently.
Okay.
In the sense that you can hold 2, but you use them in order.
Oh, you can't swap around.
You can't swap. But I mean, it's...
See, that was the great thing about Double Dash. It led to like more strategic use of the items. You could say, I'm going to save this banana when I need it.
So you can still use like part of that strategy in the sense that, like, say you have, I mean, and the fact that you do have like double item boxes.
Okay.
And so if you have just the one item and you go over a double item box, you're just going to get one more. But if you quickly use that item before you go over a double item box, you will get 2 out of it. But it's a gamble. Because
you might get something terrible.
Both of them could be worse. And I was going to get around to it, but Gorny is also reminding me that there is an extra boost now. When you're doing your drifting. You get up to pink sparks now, or purple sparks, I think they're actually called.
Does that mean that the drifts, does it cycle through the boost quicker?
I don't believe so.
Surely they haven't made the corners just like longer to adjust for the new boosts.
Nah, it's just for Drift Kings. You got to start your drifts early.
Exactly. True.
I've not timed it, but I think it's just an extension. So if you're drifting even further, you can get a bigger boost out of it.
Does that mean that you can bring back snaking from like the DS game?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm not saying it's impossible, but from what I've seen, people have been trying it, and it has eliminated the equivalent, which was in 8, which was obviously nothing as dramatic as sneaking. But yeah, as far as we know, there's no exploits yet, but it's very early days. There could be something.
Some people find something out, yeah. That was also about the DS game was a sneaking thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, and that was before the days they could even patch it, isn't it?
That's right.
Which I guess is how it got as infamous as it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, 8 Deluxe is really cool. It's, I mean, it was a while since I bought 8. And it's
I was going to ask, so for people who have 8 already, is it worth the purchase? See,
I think it's and it makes this entire format redundant, but I think that's a question they can answer themselves, to be honest. If at least for this particular recommendation,
okay,
if they've bought 8 and they have a Switch, I think you know what you're going to get. You're going to be able to play it portably. It comes with a handful of extra new shiny things. Nothing too drastic. I guess if you're a real big fan of battle modes, and I have been previously, then that helps a lot. But that's still not a guarantee that you're gonna justify that money for you. But for me, I feel I'm gonna get a lot more use out of this. So yeah, I'm happy. It's just an incredibly polished game as well. Because I mean, it looked great on the Wii U.
Oh,
and it looks better now. It's not a drastic difference by any means. It's kind of like the difference of Breath of the Wild between the Wii U and the Switch. Actually, it is more than that. Like the Wii version ran at 720, and it gets a lot of stick for this in certain corners of the internet, but like at 59 frames, not 60.
59?
Because they would double up on one every second.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Right,
I could never tell, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
And on this one, it does 1080 at 60. And at least anecdotally, well, that's not anecdotally, from first hand, but I've not compared them side by side. I think it runs better when you're split screen and such, although I've not heard anyone mention that. I've been playing it split screen, and I was thinking back when I was playing the Wii version, I thought it took quite a hit when we did this before, because then I would want to show it to them on one player to show them how good the game actually looked.
Yeah.
But when I was doing it just 2-player split screen on the Switch, I was like, oh, okay, this looks as good as it does on 1 player.
I think another nice sort of bonus is the portability factor. It's another portable Mario Kart.
And it's a good portable game in that sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's really, really, really awesome. And I imagine going by the news, a lot of people who are in Switches are already playing Mario Kart. It's the fastest selling Mario Kart ever, Colin. Did you know that?
I heard that.
In terms of day one sales, including digital sales, which is probably the first.
You kind of have to. A lot of Switch games are going to get this accolade. Like, so this is the fastest thing for so and so. Whatever franchise, mainly because a lot of people skipped on the Wii U, and so for them they're buying it for the first time. So,
and I mean it's all true, but it's also like you can decide.
It's still impressive. I'm not saying it's not impressive, but
also, but yeah, you can kind of decide how to count your own numbers. Not that like there's bad ways, but you can go, oh, this time we're judging the first 24 hours. Oh, this time it's going to be the first 2 weeks of sales. You do what you need to play this game.
Yeah, you do to make it sound positive. Yeah. Oh, the first 20 minutes, it sold a crazy number of copies.
And if it's not the fastest, you can do like the most in whatever region or whatever. But I mean, it still needs to do well to be able to do that in one way or another.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But I have been playing another game.
Oh.
Not as much.
He's doing double duty.
Because I was playing some Mario Kart. But the other game is... I've got to think of the full name now.
Clearly, it's really stuck. It's really stuck to your memory.
It's strange. I'm not sure if this is the real name or not. Maybe I'm overthinking this now. But Tetris versus Puyo Puyo.
Yeah.
Is it versus?
Is it Puyo Puyo Tetris?
Puyo Puyo Tetris. That's it, isn't it? Yeah, there's no versus, nothing.
I believe so. Yeah, I think it's just so Tetris. Yeah.
Puyo Puyo Tetris. Yeah,
it sounds.
That's what I've been playing. It's a very Japanese game. More so than I was realizing.
One half of it was made in Japan. I mean, the other half was developed in Russia. So,
but the entire presentation of it, all the cutesy speaking avatars, and oh wow, if you ever try out the story mode, that is something else. Exactly.
It's got a story mode.
It's a wordy game. Puyo Puyo Tetris.
It's Puyo Puyo and Tetris. Why has it got a story mode?
Because it's got a lot to say, apparently. But I really do like the game. So if you like either Tetris or Puyo Puyo, it has good versions of both of those games. It's fast, it's clicky. I'm not sure if that's what people want for their puzzle game, but I feel it's a word
clicky
that has attached to me in terms of puzzle games. Like, you feel like you want to have a clicky D-pad and a clicky puzzle game, and it needs to match 1-to-1. And if it does, it's a wonderful thing. But the games oddly match up in a nice way. So you can play like, I'm going to play Tetris on my side of the screen, and player 2 is going to play some Puyo Puyo, or they play some Tetris. Or you can do it where you're kind of playing both at the same time. And there's like
how exactly does that work?
All right, there's a few modes which you can do that with. So it's called, again, there's a few modes within it, but you've got like Fusion, which is playing both. And so I'll describe one of them, which is basically you have like you do in, it depends on which version of Tetris, like, so you can see like the next like 5 or so blocks, which will be coming in the order.
Yeah.
And because it's both, you'll see a mixture. Like, I've got some Tetris pieces, I've got a Puyo there, maybe some more Tetris or whatever's. So you know what's coming up, but you've got this one board.
Oh, yeah, they're both on the same board.
Yeah. Well, in this mode there's a bunch of them. And say, okay, and now Tetris blocks still work like Tetris blocks, so you can make lines with them and they're all clear.
Okay.
But because you've got Puyo foiling as well, you can't make a Tetris line with Puyo Puyo in the middle. But you can chain your Puyos still. And what's really going to confuse you is, you know how you can drop a Tetris block?
Yes.
And if you drop a Tetris block on top of a Puyo Puyo, that's fine. It would just sit on top as you would expect. But you know, you can press up on Tetris and the block slams to the bottom.
That's right. Yep.
Now imagine if you did that on top of a squishy Puyo. What would happen?
Does it deform the Puyo Puyo?
It just smashes right through it, which really takes a while to get your head around. And so you can bring these Tetris blocks powerfully through. It's like smashing the soft malleable Puyo Puyos. But it's a really bizarre versus game. And I guess the ultimate goal is you can even make lines. Well, I say Tetris is the 5 together, isn't it? So you can make lines, or you can make the combos in Puyo Puyo, and they put garbage on the other person's screen. But there is an odd way to make them work off each other. Another of the fusion modes is you're playing a version of Tetris, and then like you both are, and then after some random period of time, you swap over to a Puyo Puyo board. Right.
This is what I've seen. Yeah.
It pauses your Tetris board, puts in the corner.
Okay, cool.
And then you're both from Puyo Puyo, and then you play some of that, and then it will randomly switch you both back to Tetris, and then like you keep going, and then when one person fails at either, the other person wins.
That's really cool. Yeah.
But yeah, there's some really creative ways to play both games, and even if you just want to play Tetris, it still has like a bunch of Tetris modes. And so, like, if you've got an interest in either of these games, it is a generally really good package. And this is before you start expanding onto like even like the weirder, more its own character of the game, which is it has its own story mode. It has these other like bizarre modes.
Yeah.
Which, if you want, you can really like sink your teeth in. But yeah, I would say even without all that kind of fluff, if it just kind of had those modes and like those fusion modes. With the online, because the online works great with puzzle games as well.
Cool.
I'd probably recommend it anyway, but it's got tons of content in it. So if you've got any interest in either, I would definitely recommend it. And
this sounds like a game.
Good Switch game as well.
It sounds like up my alley. Yeah, it sounds really cool. Yeah.
So I think that's going to cover it for what you've been playing. We do have a fair bit of Nintendo news to go over.
We do have news to go through, yeah.
I wasn't thinking we're going to have such a busy news week this week, that's for sure.
Well, Nintendo like to put out some surprises.
They have.
Out of nowhere. Yeah.
Like the piece of news we're starting with. I'm not sure it's the biggest piece of news, but it could be. It's debatable.
Well, it's the most recent.
Is this the most recent? I mean, let's just jump straight into it. So Nintendo announced more details of the first pack of DLC for Zelda Breath of the Wild. And we had some very vague ideas what we were getting before, even though at that point Nintendo was happy to accept our money.
They were. They got mine. So
they got yours. They haven't got my money yet. They will do.
You haven't paid for DLC. I pay as soon as I finish.
As soon
as I finish now the game, the story mode. Anyway, I was like, take my money.
So you did it after you beat the story?
Oh, absolutely. I didn't buy it like day one. No, I totally.
Well, ironically, that would have probably made the most sense, because at least you would have got your nice Switch T-shirt and a few fancy items on the Great Plateau.
The fact I still think it's bizarre that even in the Wii U version you got a Switch T-shirt.
Like,
Wii U shirt.
You wear it with pride.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the new content. So we know what the new map feature is now.
Yeah.
So they weren't just bluffing; they had a genuine map feature that they couldn't tell us about at the time.
No, but it's a pretty big map feature.
Yeah, it's cool. So what it does is, as you're running around Hyrule, if you go to check your map, it will draw a little route for you of where you've been.
Yeah.
And it can do this all the way up to the last 200 hours of your gameplay time.
Now, I'm thinking, can you cover the world map in 200 hours? Can you go across?
So.
Because you just like over the map, it's like footprints everywhere. It's like,
yeah, I think you better just colour that in yellow. I think that's the trail you need.
Yeah. I mean, this is useful. I don't think this is useful for
I think it's useful for people who have beaten the story mode but haven't actually spent a huge amount of time trying to do every shrine and all the other and the other bits, so it can kind of help them figure out where they've not been yet.
It'll be really useful for combing areas where you think
exactly. Yeah.
Have I been down that path yet? And you go, oh yes, I have. Okay.
So I think mainly for shrines and Korok seeds, and there's other things which will help there.
Yeah.
Which is why not?
It's a nice little thing.
Yeah. I mean, it seems odd that it's kind of bundled in as DLC, because I mean,
this could have been an update.
That's the sort of thing. I mean, I'm of the mindset where I don't mind as much. I can see that it may seem like a very simple feature, but I can see how even though it's a simple feature, that could take a lot of development time to add in.
Yeah.
But it's just not something we've seen a lot in previous games. Here's a game. It's like a quality of life improvement type thing, but which is a bit odd.
Yeah.
But I mean, it comes with a bunch of other stuff, which is, I guess, the main thing. So let's jump straight to it. So there's also going to be, and I'm not sure how these are being delivered, but there's new costumes in the game.
Yeah. I'm assuming what they'll do is a chest appears randomly in the world. You got to go find it.
Yeah.
Because you already put money down for the DLC. I don't think they'll make you pay for it in game. Rupees.
Oh no, I mean that. But I think maybe they're kind of attached to quests or something.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah. That would be cool if you get a bunch of new side quests pop up.
Yeah. So what are the costumes we got? We've got Tingle.
the worst. Straight out the gate, it's like, why have we got Tingle coming? Who wants
very tight-fitted Tingle outfit?
Have you seen it? It's super tight.
I was going to say it was a very deliberate choice of wording there, Colin. I definitely have seen it.
It's
The words of Patrick Stewart. I've seen it all.
Who wants? I don't know who asked for that, but Midna as well.
It's going to be all over YouTube, that one, Colin.
Oh, Tingle will be, yeah.
Tingle's running around viral. There we go. We got.
That's not weird.
Jayaj. I think that's how I pronounce your name. Tingle is the best in the comments. There we go.
No, no, Tingle isn't. Tingle. It's a special case. We'll leave it at that.
Tingle is a special case. Go on, who else do we have, Colin?
We also have Midna, but we have equipment themed after Midna.
Yeah, we do. Actually, what we probably do is, I guess we'll assume these costumes do something, opposed to just purely being.
Maybe.
Costumes.
I think I got a feeling
because we know one of them does, don't we? One we've not mentioned yet, which. Hey, we don't need spoilers in our own show, unless it's a spoiler show. The Korok outfit.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Did they not come out and say this will jingle when you're near Korok seeds?
I believe the mask shakes, visibly shakes.
Yeah.
It's like a sonar, really.
So I imagine each of these will probably do something, whether how small or interesting that is.
I hope so. I mean, that'd be cool.
What could Tingle genuinely do? Maybe something with balloons? But that might seem a bit too elaborate, actually.
I kind of got a feeling like whenever you run around and think, well, I think rupees just appear at the ground. Like rupees magical land, yeah. That's possible. But the thing is, I've also got Majora's Mask is supposed to be in this new set. What would that do? That's just yeah, pretty much.
I'm not sure how I feel about Majora's Mask being an actual mask that you can get in this game.
Yeah, I've seen the.
There are implications to such a thing. Surely you should.
Yeah, it's like you shouldn't wear it. You know?
Unless they say it's like I don't know, like the cleansed Majora's Mask, or like it's had it. They make a point to saying it's had its powers taken away from it.
It'd be very cool if you could put Majora's Mask and the Blood Moon just turns into the moon from Majora, and you can just summon it to appear. How cool would that be? Yeah, but let's not dream too high, shall we?
Nah. Have we mentioned all the costumes?
There's one we missed, which is the Phantom.
Oh yeah, the Zelda Phantom one.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's just from Phantom Hourglass. Phantom Hourglass? That's Spirit Tracks.
That was Spirit Track.
That was Spirit Tracks, wasn't it? Yeah.
Because of the spirit.
I was thinking Phantom Hourglass. But yeah, I don't know if it'll be. I don't think it can't be Dead Zelda, surely. When they say Phantom, they mean the big armored.
Well, yeah, it's in reference to.
Yeah,
I think that's fine, more so than the Majora's Mask. So that's how you do it. If you just call it Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask.
It's a mask based off of
It's a replica.
Mask.
Yeah. But it's cool. I mean, the Korok mask is the main attraction, really, because anything that can help you find the Korok seeds is fantastic, because they're super well hidden.
That mask and the new map feature would help out.
They're too big. I mean, there's also this other piece of equipment called the travel medallion.
Oh yes.
Which supposedly, now I'm not quite sure what the purpose is for this, but you can create your own
fast travel point. Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure why, because there's about 1 million fast travel points on that world map.
But I think having a one you could chuck anywhere, you could find some uses for. Like I've been to places where I found something cool, but I don't want to do it quite yet. Yeah. I want to do some cooking or whatever. So I go back to base. Then I'll go to the nearest shrine. Glide down to where I was. Go climb up somewhere like all right, this is where I was. Whereas if I could have just gone, whoop, throw down a walk point, walk back to town, do my cooking or whatever, literally go back to where I was.
Hmm.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
But I've only
just
used it
kind
a
of-
few times, but it's convenience.
I feel like it's something that's going to be more useful when you're like if you're starting a new game. They've just had that something early on.
Maybe.
Because I think once you discover like most of the map and the things in it, there's a fast travel point every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But should we get on to the meat of the DLC?
Is this the hard mode?
Well, I was thinking the Trial of the Sword.
Oh, all right.
Trial of the Sword thing, which is so it looks like it's a set of, I guess, kill rooms. It's like 45 total rooms supposedly in this trial, which I'm guessing is just mainly combat focused. And it's like all centered around the Master Sword. And if you clear out all 45 of these rooms, your Master Sword becomes permanently charged.
But yeah, obviously the big thing, I'm not sure if I just kind of managed to wash over it, but you don't actually start with your gear.
That's right. Yes. Which is an interesting little twist.
So I assume there's at least a weapon laying around, because as far as I'm aware, there is no melee combat. You can't just take down the first guy on your own. You need something.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to take it on. Yeah. Link starts without any armor or weapons. So it's purely going to be like the first couple of rooms going to be about using your wits, really. Which is cool. I'm glad it's not just a bunch of like fight 10 enemies. Next room, fight more enemies. Next room. Just keep going until you clear it. Yeah.
Was that a bit like was it Cave of Trials and Twilight Princess?
Twilight Princess, yeah. That got super old real quick.
Yeah, doing it just in the wolf form as well.
Yes.
So you don't have the hugest range of attacks.
No. But it just becomes this like run to the corner, charge up, collect as many people as you can in a little like aura shield thing, kill them all. Next room, rinse and repeat until you've done it. And it goes very tedious. At least with the combat in Breath of the Wild, it's a little bit more dynamic. So it's gonna be it'll keep your interest.
It's a lot more dynamic. And also I've got Jay in the comments here advising that you start with a stick. I'm not sure that's confirmed or not.
That's
what I'm being told.
I mean, if you do, that'd be cool. But well,
really, maybe stick wisely if that's the case. Like if like that's all you get. There isn't anything laying around. Just got to use that stick. Take down your first one. Take his.
Be cool. I'll take that.
It's like the game where you have the little fish and you go eat the bigger fish.
Yeah.
It's that basically.
It's that, but Zelda.
Yeah. That's where they got the idea from.
So
they drew the box out for Breath of the Wild.
So last up is hard mode itself.
Yes.
How do you feel about hard mode?
I feel like you may see some the goblins on a little raft with balloons attached to the corners in the sky.
Yes. I kind of feel like Nintendo's been watching people like experiment. I've seen the whole raft trick with put the balloons on the raft, it floats. I feel like Nintendo's been watching that going, that's a really good idea. DLC.
Can we possibly add that anywhere?
Exactly.
Where would it make sense? What you do in the hard mode? Chuck them in. They look hilarious. They're great.
It's a cool idea though. You just fight random enemies, like I just floating around on these floating planks held in the air by balloons. And they drop like rare goodies.
That's good to know.
It seems like at least hard mode, they seem to reward you for doing hard mode. It's not just an extra like, oh, this will drag out the game longer. It's like you actually get something tangible, including fighting enemies you would not normally encounter.
Yeah, I think they also made a point to mention that like enemies would be like a rank above what they would be usually.
Normally would be. Mm-hmm. I when I heard that, I was like, does that apply to Guardians? Because there's no like hierarchy.
No. unless it's
So-
like just a numbered based one sort of thing. But I think it's
Guardian number
just
2.
mainly for the creatures that do have that kind of ranked format, colors or whatever.
Yeah, so instead of red, it'd be blue and onward and so forth.
Mm.
Yeah.
But that should be cool. But I think all these things combined, like, I mean, not that the game really needed, well, not that it needed an excuse, but when you're ready, you will have a good reason to like replay this game.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Because like just with the little tweaks with the hard mode, and the fact it's just quite an open game anyway, so you can tackle it a different way that you did the first time around. Yeah,
So-
they're kind of encouraging you to keep playing.
So from all these details we've got,
Yeah.
does this in any way convince you to want to go out and buy the DLC?
I will probably buy it when this is available.
Right. Okay.
I was always going to buy it for the second pack,
Yeah.
which is the story, which is basically what they promised, like new story content,
Yes.
new dungeon.
I'm hoping that's actually a good chunk, not just like a 10-minute.
And from those 2 bullet points alone, I was thinking, even if it's really light on both,
Yeah.
I think
like sold.
like, yeah, for what they're asking for it, I'm like, yeah. I've seen companies do worse. Like, I've seen companies like charge that amount for like 2 costumes, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like whatever your lowest expectations of story and dungeon are. For a Zelda game, if I'm happy with it, want a bit more, yeah, by the time I want it. So now, how much is it over here? 'Cause I know it's $20 for both.
It's $17.99,
So it's done,
which
isn't it?
is not
Now,
terrible.
like with it combined, like in this pack, it's a lot more than I was expecting. Especially when they originally said it. And what was it? I remember there's 3 things. It was like the new map feature. Actually, I think I mentioned something about the trials.
Yeah, did you? Yeah. I think they even called it the Cave of Trials.
Yeah, like the Cave of Trials, new map feature, and hard mode.
And hard mode.
That was how they sold it originally, those 3
Yeah.
things. And they did it a disservice. If they knew what they had, they should have explained it a lot better.
I kind of feel like that some of the stuff where like, they're like, oh, we'll put it in the update.
Hmm.
And then at some point, a decision was made, let's include this in the DLC.
Yeah.
Just make it more value. Bump it up a bit. Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, what we did get in an update, which will make some people extraordinarily happy.
Yes.
I don't quite get it. You can now change the voice acting, the language the voice acting has. So if you want to play it in Japanese with English subtitles, you can now do that.
You definitely can. And I know someone, this news will make happy as well, because...
It's not Harrison, is it?
No, somebody doesn't know Twitch.
That's all I get.
Harrison happy.
That's all I get. Harrison mentioned in there.
Hashtag Harrison happy.
Yeah.
I am a fan of alliteration. Hashtag Colin, Countdown Colin. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I like that it is just an update. Like, it's not also chucked in with this. Oh yeah, as well as a new map feature, we got new voice feature.
Imagine how angry would people be though? Yeah, oh wait, I won't play the game unless it's got Japanese voices. Well, you can have Japanese voices, but you gotta give us $17.99. You know, it's like,
yeah, but I mean, it's not like. I mean, that's where I kind of started this, saying, oh, it feels a bit peculiar, them charging for something which kind of adds like this quality of life type thing, this benefit to the game, which isn't like a costume or isn't like something which kind of makes your character stronger or better. It's just kind of useful for the player, and that's kind of what this feature kind of falls into, is that sort of. It's not really quality of life, but it's like a nice thing for the player to have. It's not something which is needed.
yeah, it's a little nice.
Yeah, but it's such kind of like a. I'm not sure it's standard that's per se, but it's something you would expect. Like at least you don't expect for a company to charge you for it.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice to see, and it's nice to just kind of have the news. Oh, it's out now.
Yeah.
That's unlike Nintendo.
Yeah, they still have yet to give a release date, right, for this DLC. They just told us in it.
As far as I'm aware, that's correct.
Yeah.
We'll probably.
Yeah, it still says summer. So.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm getting distracted. I'm not sure. Actually, this is a good point to make. We're like we mentioned at the beginning of the show. Again, reminder: this is also being done on the YouTube videos. Playing around with the format, things will change. But what I'm deciding to do for now is just reading out comments, which I find amusing.
Go for
in
it.
the live chat.
Listen to the comment section.
Oh yeah, but it's ongoing. Maybe it's an incentive to people chat. Maybe I'm a mastermind and knew that before I uttered these words. When I was talking about the hashtags, we had Eugene pop in, which I hadn't seen in
Eugene.
comment before. Hashtag or Korok completion.
Oh.
Knowing I would like the alliteration.
Mm.
So
he's fanning completion with a K.
Points to you. Yes. See?
That's Mortal Kombat style. That's cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Extra gaming reference chucked in.
Yeah.
That's like an extra combo of points. We've also got Secor chiming in here. Link now has spoken voice, which sounds like Banjo-Kazooie voices. I've not tried that new voice option, but they don't take this seriously, Colin. I'm playing along. But it would be cool if they had an extra bonus voice in the language section.
You ever had a thing for a split second you wish something was so true you believed it? Just
that would be cool. Oh, actually, what could kind of work in that way is, when you speak to an NPC and they do that,
yeah.
If they had like those voices for the cutscenes, so that just says like whatever you would expect the NPCs to say, but on repeat.
Yeah. Why? See, I was thinking give Link that voice, those but reactions.
When?
Because there are moments where like Zelda's talking to Link.
When he does the nod and whatever.
He just nods. So it's like, make a noise, man. Do something. He sort of goes, yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess he does speak in the game. You just don't hear him because there's quite a few times where you choose what he says.
True.
And the characters react accordingly. He does speak.
He might be doing sign language.
And most of the time, he's quite a snarky person.
He can be, especially when
not what I was expecting.
The glider. When it comes to the old guy.
Little glider, please.
Glider, please. It's like, huh? No.
Cool. So I think we've covered everything which comes in the first pack of the DLC.
Yes.
Which is a fair bit. But we've got lots of other news to talk about. Shall we jump straight into Nintendo's new console?
It has a new console.
A new console, Colin.
A new, yeah.
A new 2DS XL. So yeah, this is bizarre for many reasons. One, it's a new device in the 3DS family. The fact that it's an XL 2DS, and the fact an XL 2DS has a hinge. And it's a new XL, and not just a regular 2DS XL. Oh, there's so many things with this one.
And the timing of it is completely bizarre.
The timing, the fact it looks decent. It looks nicer than the new 3DS XL.
Really nice.
It looks like the premium one now.
Yeah, it does. I was like, when they step it up, because it looked like a.
It's gone from a wedge you would stick under your door.
It's gone from a doorstop to like the most premium thing Nintendo's ever made.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bizarre thing. So it's going to be available for $149.99 US, half of the price of the Nintendo Switch. It's confirmed for July 28th in the US, and no date exactly yet for us in Europe. Just July.
July. Make of that what you will. Yeah. This still baffles me to many degrees. I'm still surprised that they came out with it after all this time. It has been a fair amount of time since the previous like new 3DS iteration came out. What made them go, you know what we could do here? Just release a Switch. Let's do a 2DS XL. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
Well, I guess they've got. I mean, this came. Was it the same day, or was it the day after? Nintendo's financials briefing. Maybe it was just later in the day of Japan.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think
it seemed quite close.
Yeah,
but like you'd imagine, like that's got something to do with this. Like they announced, like, oh, they still want to sell a fairly decent amount of 3DSs this year.
Yeah,
and I guess this is part of that strategy. And the fact it's half the price of the Switch kind of makes sense, and it's a new. I don't mean new in the Nintendo sense of new, that it's got a faster processor, but I mean it's like a new thing on the shelves. And so I guess it's good for companies to have new products in, so they can go, oh, we got the new fancy Switch, or you can also get it's half the price, but Nintendo's new more kid-friendly portable.
Yeah.
So I guess it's good to have a broad range in that sense. It is bizarre, but the only sense I make is like, because the Switch is the 2-in-1, it's just too expensive to be the one device for everybody.
Yeah.
And so you need something in that sort of price range till either the Switch comes down to a cheaper price, or they do actually replace it with something new.
Yeah, I just think the timing is the most like bizarre part. Why not make this like the holiday item? Be like, hey, it's Christmas. Here's here's a new 2DS. I don't. It just like dropped out of nowhere. Like, oh, we've had this for a while, so there you go. Yeah, okay.
Kind of almost makes you think, like, surely, and it might even make sense, but do you reckon we'll get any like big 3DS games announced at E3 for nearing end of the year, maybe even sooner? And the first thing my mind comes to is like Pokemon Stars. Maybe is it just a 3DS game, or maybe it's both?
But yeah, but I'd rather Nintendo just went. The 3DS is pretty much. I mean, it's coasting right now on just the new models, really, because there's Switch games and there's like a new 3DS version. Them games got like Fire Warriors has got a new 3DS version. How well that's going to run compared to the Switch, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wish Nintendo would just kind of say, right, 3DS. It's been around for 6 years now. What, over 6 years?
I think it's been at least 6, I believe.
I think it originally came out.
Yeah.
They seem keen on keeping it going, which is bizarre.
And it seems to be doing well for them. So it makes more sense to give it some support than to kind of deliberately kill it in that sense, because it's probably, in a weird way, it's probably harder to kill a console than you might expect. And especially when you've got like, well, as any console should, like third parties involved, like games take a while to develop for. If you've got lots of players making games for you, projects always get delayed and so on. So you'll have some sort of trickle of things coming out anyway. And if you're big enough as Nintendo, you can make these like token efforts.
This does feel very much like the opposite of the Micro effect. It's like, GB Micro, the last one we're going to do is tiny. Like, no, this time we're going to make the super cheap, but rather large.
Yeah, the XL.
But
maybe they'll go bang with the new 3DS Triple XL.
The Triple XL.
Giant.
I'm glad they didn't just like make the 2DS like the giant door stuff. Just made the door stuff.
I kind of wish they did. It's just like an iPad with buttons on the side.
I mean, who wants that? Terrible. I'm glad they redesigned it so it has the hinge. It's a clamshell design. It looks.
It's a slightly different type of hinge, because like everything's on the bottom of the system. Like even the cameras on the thing, or at least the rear cameras, The speakers are also on the bottom, which makes the natural, the top half look really clean. It just looks like an iPhone.
Yeah,
is on a hinge with like a Game Boy Advance, really.
Yeah. It does kind of make you think though, because I mean, the original 2DS was made super cheap, like super cheap, like ridiculously cheap. So that it was just one piece of glass that was just separated by the bezel.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, one screen you meant there.
And obviously the new ones can't be that much cheaper because it has to be two separate pieces of glass because it folds.
True.
Yeah, I'm just not sure whether this is a smart move or not. I'm glad they made it because it looks real nice. So when my 3DS does die, I'm definitely going to replace it with a 2DS XL.
Oh, okay. Already decided.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Fair enough.
100%. I'm sold. I don't want to buy one now because it's just pointless. But
right, if I end up one for you to Switch, maybe he hasn't ruled it out. It's possible.
Anything could happen. Anyway,
yeah. Let's go. Something I wanted to chuck in.
Go for it.
We had an email.
We did.
From Johnny P, which is around this topic. So it seems like a good place to talk about it. So email from Johnny P goes, "Hi guys, I was looking over the press material and web page for the new 2DS XL and noticed what I believe is evidence for a capacitive touchscreen. Nintendo shows the original 2DS with a stylus and the new 2DS XL without on the controls overview. However, it does say in words controlled by stylus, and I think it is a capacitive stylus. The new 2DS XL stylus is different in the tip, and it appears to me I am calling it. I'm probably wrong, but hey, you heard it here from me first. So I'm not using stylus, but
it's a very brave prediction to say.
I've used capacitive styluses, and they're quite different to a regular plastic pressure thing.
I've never seen a capacitive stylus.
They stick out because they've got like these big, thick, like tips to them to kind of simulate like a thumb sort of thing.
Right.
I'm not sure I've got one at hand. Maybe not. I'm not sure I've got that many of them. How far I want to venture into my room while I'm tethered and on a live show. But have you seen the stylus of the new 2DS XL?
I have not.
There's a link here. Let's do some exploring.
I will do.
This picture does not contain an image of the stylus. It would be bizarre if it was.
Yeah.
Especially if it came with a stylus. This has really intrigued me, though. I'm gonna have a quick look.
I just can't see it being a capacitive screen, though. Especially because like all the previous iterations have been resistive screens.
It would be a weird thing to do now. I mean, I don't think it would actually break anything, tech-wise.
I kind of think it would. Because I mean, capacitive screens aren't super accurate compared to a resistive screen.
Yeah, well, you kind of work with it, though. It's just passing over coordinates.
I mean, given the area space you're given to work with on a
but it's an XL.
3DS touchscreen. It's not that much bigger.
That's true, and it is the bottom screen.
Exactly, yeah.
It doesn't get as much of the benefit of the boost.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, I'm pretty sure resistive screens are still cheaper than capacitive screens. So
that much I don't know. Just because it seems like Nintendo are the only people using resistive screens.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe it is cheap to get. It might be capacitive.
I can't think of any other device which has a resistive touchscreen in it nowadays. And I'm not just trying to deliberately think of gadgets.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't. I'm sure that they're out there, but no, it's capacitive everything nowadays.
Mm.
Yeah, you never know, because like your comment with the actual 2DS is just a big screen with a plastic divider in the middle.
Yeah.
You never know. Maybe they have done some weird thing. Oh, it is a capacitive screen, but it's using a stylus, which is pretending to be
the game still
regular
run on it as if it's a resistive screen, not a capacitive. They won't start supporting multi-touch. The games
Oh, no.
The games can't start, breaking at the multi-touch. Because
No, they don't have to go hand in hand.
True.
And we've got 2 more stories.
We do.
Next one up, we have a lead designer. So Genyo Takeda. So he was lead designer of the Wii. He's also been involved in lots of other projects. I'm gonna have to check out some of the references. Is retiring in June after 45 years at the company.
That's a pretty long time.
It's a pretty long time, is one way to put it. Also created Punch Out. I mean, using terms created are quite broad terms, but Punch Out, Star Tropics. What else? He's been or at least a lead in their hardware division for
a long time
there. Yeah. So he gets credit for we kind of said the Wii, but I think the physical design of the Wii itself he takes credit for. But yeah, like this also came out in the financials.
It seems like a very, kind of odd place to announce someone's retirement.
I guess. Well, I guess it's like it's not like the announcement of the retirement, as in.
You know what I mean? It's like this is where like the word got out,
Yeah, but I guess it's something like with someone who, because like I'm trying to think what his current title is, but he's one of the fellows next to Miyamoto, isn't he?
He is a fellow.
I do like that title as well. It's so downplayed. Well, I'm sure it sounds much more important in Japanese.
Miyamoto is the best one. He's a creative fellow.
He is a creative fellow. It's a literal title for his literal job that he does. But yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense announcing it then, in the sense that because he is a fellow, as we put it, he's been with the company 45 years. He has been instrumental for, like, as one of the key examples here, creating the Wii hardware, which obviously had quite the impact on Nintendo. I guess you kind of need to give investors a little bit of heads up on these decisions. Yeah, or you don't have to, but maybe it's nice in the business world to be.
I think because of his importance, they kind of have to know. Yeah.
I guess it sounds much better hearing it in advance than just hearing it on the day that someone has left.
Yeah,
which I guess is how things happen normally.
Mm-hmm.
And like people can jump to conclusions and whatnot.
Although this is how they're going to announce Miyamoto's retirement. Surely they would have to.
I don't even want to think about that. How old is Miyamoto now?
How old? That's a very good question.
I was going to say, is he younger or older than the Takeda here, who is 68? I'd guess younger, but I'm not entirely sure.
Here we go.
Anyone in the comments tell us? Oh, you're on that.
He is 64 years old.
All right, so he's 4 years younger. Fair enough. But
he is Miyamoto.
There we go. Signs he has 4 years left of us. And Nintendo, at least.
Yes. Going strong.
Yeah. What's next? Let's have a quick look. That's the thing of doing these shows live. People can see the magic behind the scenes.
It's
So, Fire Emblem Warriors won't be Koei Tecmo's only Switch exclusive game. Actually, I've not read this one in advance, Colin. Are you able to do this?
I can divulge into this.
Where did the story come from?
Well, the story comes from, I believe it was like an interview with one of the project leads of. So like, oh, is there anything else you're working on? He was like, yeah, something else for the Switch. So I was like, oh, so you're working on various games. Like, Koei, that's when he said there are multiple games to develop Switch.
So I guess the key word is exclusive here, because we know they're working on other Switch games.
Yeah, they're exclusive games, which I can't help but think one was going to be potentially like Fatal Frame game, maybe. Because the guy is technically a Koei license. 2, I think is crossable, but we'll see. But I kind of knew that Fire Wars was going to be their title kind of thing. I mean, it's Koei.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, they got Horror Warriors as well in the bank, haven't they? So that'll be the other one.
Yeah, they crank out games all the time. But yeah, I was going to ask though, what game would you like it to be?
What, as an exclusive game in particular, or just one of
a? I mean, any of their titles they worked on, so it could be Warriors, it could be Fatal Frame if you want to go down that path. Yeah.
I'm going to try and avoid doing anything like Warriors related because I feel that's kind of what we're getting from them anyway. I'll just do a quick. Is Koei Tecmo also Team Ninja, or is one part of the other? Are they related?
I believe they are like there's some connection there. Because Team Ninja technically did the High Warriors. They helped out the High Warriors games.
They did. Okay. So in that sense, like it's been a while since we've seen Ninja Gaiden.
That's true.
The last one was actually out on the Wii U.
It is good.
Ninja Gaiden 3. I can't remember what the subtitle
Razor's
was.
Edge.
Razor's Edge, which was a launch title, wasn't it?
It was. If not, it was very early on.
Yeah. I'm not sure which, but it would be nice to see that series kind of rebooted or just done something new with.
Yeah, I kind of would like to see it go back to its 2D roots, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, Switch seems to be a haven of like games going back to like where they came from, like Blast Master Zero and things like that. Bomberman. Yeah. So maybe Ninja Gaiden, but 2D.
That'd be cool. And going across the same train of thought, might get a little bit of stick for this one, but I would quite like to see a Dead or Alive game on the Switch.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah. I've
kind of spoken that I do like my fighting games, even though I'm not necessarily that good at them, and that seems to be a good game for that sort of player because it's not like I feel you could play it fairly well without spending a huge amount of time into it. Although you can obviously do a lot better if you do. It's just quite a fun series in that sense, and it seems like it's a shame that Street Fighter's been tied up with a PlayStation exclusive deal. Microsoft's got Killer Instinct. Obviously Nintendo's got Smash, but it's not.
Yeah, but it's missing that
It's not really a traditional fighter game.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a fighting game, but it's also kind of an action game.
And even Pokken Tournament and such. Again, it's cool, but it's not. It's not a fighting game.
Like a hardcore fighting game. That's very, very basic, really.
So I wouldn't mind, Dead or Alive getting more buddy with.
I can't quite see Dead or Alive being like the Nintendo audience being the one for Dead or Alive. I guess not. They skew higher in their maturity rating.
True. It did have an entry on the 3DS though. That was it.
That is technically true. Yeah, I forgot.
And it had a Metroid stage in it,
and it was very cool. Although it wasn't like. Was it like
Samus was making an appearance, but there was a Metroid stage, which was probably.
I think Samus does make an appearance if you get speak to the microphone, don't you?
They do this.
And she only appears in the ball form, and she drops.
No, I don't believe it. I am not falling for.
I'm telling you,
sweet,
no, it's true. I believe so.
You may believe, I do not.
Hang on, it's Samus. Anyway. Samus, they're I'm telling you. Anyway,
how about you, Colin? What would you like to see?
I mean, Fatal Frame would be cool. I did play the last one. I'll have to the demo of it to be more precise on Wii U. Good game. It ran real smooth. It looked nice. I know what a bind of all thing because it's incredibly hard to get hold of. Which they seem to do. They seem to like very short like print runs for those type of games.
True.
So yeah, Fatal Frame would be cool. Honestly, Hyrule Warriors 2. Because I just thought I think Hyrule Warriors 1 had so much more that could have been done to it.
Yeah.
It's a great game, but there's a lot of like untapped potential. You know, people don't really think of that when it comes to Warriors games. They seem it's very basic, but I mean, there's a lot they could do with it. Yeah, they're my main two, really. I mean, that Ninja Gaiden idea would be pretty cool. If they did make a 2D Ninja Gaiden, that'd be great. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what. Maybe at E3. That's what they're saving it for. It's not far to go now.
Not far at all. So, I believe. There we go. I just added an extra one in there. This is the end of the news. So we're going to jump over to the bonus round now.
Yes.
If you're unfamiliar, and it feels strange introducing it, but I guess we probably should. We hope we get new listeners every now and again. But the bonus round, it's a feature we do almost every week. And in it, we ask you a question. It's like a rollover feature, really. So last week, we asked a question. What was your favorite bit of news from the Nintendo Direct? We've asked you for your answers. People have sent them in. We're going to go through them now. And our favorite, we're going to reward a prize to. And then when we finish this, we're going to ask a new question. And next week, we shall do the same.
And the cycle continues.
And the vicious cycle does continue.
Not vicious. Malicious cycle. Okay. Would you like me to take over from both round?
Oh, yes, please, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so as Lewis said, we asked you what is your favorite news from the latest Nintendo Direct, and here are your answers as such. First up, we had Ampers and FB, possibly. So my favorite part of the Direct was the release of Bye Bye Box Boy. Forget a lot of Bye Bye Box Boy. Already played through most of it and finished a couple of the last Already played through most of it and finishing up the last couple of worlds. So good. Amazing finish to the trilogy. I've heard so many good things about the Box Boy series. I've not played a single game.
Have you not? Well, I still have played the first one. I've completed the first one. Finished it quite soon, even before or after the second one came out, and decided, I need a bit of a break. And I've still not got the second one yet. I probably should, because the third one's already out now. And I did really like the first.
I thought it was really good. I'm just not sure how long it will hold my attention. But maybe
I remember it being quite a cheap download as well, so that might help. Like it's framed itself as, it's a small game, but yeah, it's a small price as well.
I might have to try the first one out and give it a go.
I mean, it's like, it might sound a bit like too simplistic to say, but it kind of feels like a new Kirby. Like,
I've not played a single Kirby game. So. We've been through it, Lewis. We've
know, but every time.
I know it's always shocking to hear. I'm sorry.
There's so many of them. Anyway,
should we move on?
All right.
Let's move on. So next up, is there any question? Bye Bye Box Boy. I even imported the amiibo, which I didn't need because I already have 1 and 2. That came from Gentis, by the way. That Gentis one. Yeah, so Bye Bye Box Boy again. Very pop.
Yeah. And I guess what was worth mentioning is we in Europe already had Bye Bye Box Boy when this Direct came around. So that part was missing at the Direct, but it was new for Americans. So yeah, there's a lot of Box Boy support, which anyone in Europe watching it would have been impressed because they wouldn't have seen.
I'm guessing the amiibo for it was Japan only.
Yes, they've not announced it outside of Japan yet.
It's a very odd choice. I wonder why I didn't. Anyway,
yeah, because they did the Oh, what was the 3DS game? Spin-off of a GameCube game, little robot. Chibi robot. Chibi robot.
Flash?
They were not a plush, but there was amiibo for that game, and that game kind of tanked.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure. Maybe that explains. Maybe Chibi Robo amiibo did really well in Japan, and did terribly everywhere else. And they thought, if we do that again, stay in Japan.
Japan's not happy with us. Oh well. Yeah. Next up, CJ at _CJKB says, any news for Ever Oasis is the best news. I agree with that. I'm always excited by any news about Ever Oasis.
Yeah.
Kind of feel like that game should be out already.
It's out soon. It's out, was it June? I think.
I believe so, but I don't know. I kind of feel like when we saw it last year, it seemed like it was quite far along.
This is true.
Yeah.
And I guess because we're living in like the post-Switch world, it just makes that time seem longer. Whereas if a new console hadn't come out between last E3 and this one, it may not seem as long.
No, that's true. The post-Switch world, that just sounds like all right. Next up is Daniel Fugate at DF2506, who says, Cloud Amiibo is finally coming out. Close second, all the wonderful 3DS news. There was a lot of 3DS.
Yeah, there was a lot of wonderful 3DS news.
There was a lot of Amiibo too.
Yeah, and it's still odd seeing like a Cloud Amiibo. Because I still see Cloud and think of PlayStation, and see Amiibo and think of Nintendo.
Yeah, it's a very iconic character.
It just looks, at first glance, it's like, why would Nintendo make a little PlayStation figure? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, but you know.
It's for the future version of Smash that's coming to the Switch. E3 announcement, I'm saying. Anyway. Next up, Miguel Rodriguez at MGARL22. McGarl22, I guess. Who just says, arms low.
That seems a fair sentiment to arms.
It does. Arms is, looking cool.
I thought you were just going to repeat it. You just go, arms low.
No.
That perfectly summarizes my thoughts.
It kind of does, but I don't know. I'm willing to give it a chance.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't taking itself seriously either.
Which is good. I don't think you could, the way it looks.
With the weird commentator.
Yeah, I just kind of hope he's not in the game all the way through it.
Yeah, well, would you mind if he was in there?
If
but wasn't like prominent? Like, he just like... What if he was like the menu,
That's fine. During the actual battles, like the actual fights, I adore him. Announcing every move, left hook, right hook, he missed. Yeah. So last up in our cascade of answers, we have Pokemoblin at Green Moblin, who says, Salmon Run. I can't wait to steal all them eggs. Which is
I agree.
Splatoon 2. I mean, that mode just seemed very generic to me. I don't know. It didn't really impress me that much.
Oh, it seems a cool fit for Splatoon now. Like,
it fits, but I not really my cup of tea.
No.
To give a very British phrase.
But
yeah, there we go.
Cool. There the answers. I guess you're going to be picking me today.
Well, given a choice between you and yourself.
And you still picked me, though.
I know.
Fair enough. We've got a lot of cool answers. But I'm going to have to go with Pokemoblin.
Oh.
Not just because he was the last person to have his answer written out. It was fresh on my mind. Not just because it was Splatoon. Maybe that was your intention. Maybe you thought, we know Harrison's still not going to be there. It's going to be Lewis and Colin. Lewis will make Colin read them out. Vasti will be picking out the answer. He likes Splatoon. He'll pick it. It's simple. Well done you. No, but no. Very simple, but I do like the phrasing. I can't wait to steal all them eggs. It evokes such primal emotion.
It could be talking about Billy Hatcher.
Could be.
You know? But
he does say salmon run at the beginning. And that does match.
There's no fishing. Billy Hatcher.
And to be fair, Billy Hatcher did not make a mention in the latest direct, so I'm not sure why.
Why didn't Billy Hatcher ever get a sequel? That game was great.
Probably because it tanked.
Anyway,
as far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure it underperformed.
Yeah, it was a Sega title in the 2000s, so yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, especially if they did put their full budget behind it, like if this was like their next Sonic game or whatever.
Yeah.
Shame.
And to be fair, they did put their full weight behind any Sonic game, really. But anyway.
But yeah, Pokemon Twisted Fusion goodies are on their way to you if you haven't already won them. I'm not entirely sure. I do remember the name. You may have.
Most likely, we've had so many repeat winners.
Yes, and but if you're not aware, the Twisted Fusion goodies, and they'll probably cycled out soon. I've not made a hard decision to do it yet. The digital art book and digital soundtrack to my game Twisted Fusion, which is on the Wii U.
Yes,
not the Switch. So yes, those prizes are going their way to you. If you want to also be in a chance to win them, you can answer our bonus round question for this week, which is: should Nintendo continue the 3DS family of portables alongside the Switch? And Colin's laughing at me in the corner, so I'm going to read that once more. Should Nintendo continue the 3DS family of portables alongside the Switch? Simple as that. Let us know and why you think that's the case. Yes or no. Why is an important bit. And you can send your responses on email hello@nintendovoice.com or on Twitter @NintendoVoice. And before we do our usual thing, very, very, very slight change of format here.
You're going to take us on a detour?
A very tiny detour, not a ramble by any means. We usually go across and we give out our personal contact details, and I guess I kind of have already done that for the group. But I just wanted to reiterate, if you want to follow not just us individually, but Nintendo Voice, you can do so at Nintendo Voice. Do check us out on Twitter. And again, whether you're on the video or not, if you do go to youtube.com/Nintendo Voice as well, you can subscribe. And if you do so, we'll have our next live show available at the top of the page. So you can always set a reminder in your own local time. There's a little button for it. You can just click on there. And before we go live, it will let you know when that's going to be. And give you the link and all that goodness. And usual things. If you're on iTunes, please do review. If you're over at YouTube, please do subscribe. I think that covers most things.
So you got them all. You got them all.
Hey, excellent.
So is it just, shall I give out my details now?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So you can find me through the magical Twitter @HighlyEmbard, which is probably how you think it's spelled. Miiverse I'm not going to bother with because it's pretty dead. That's fine.
It doesn't bother with you anymore.
No, it doesn't. It hasn't done for many, many months. But yeah, that's me.
Fair enough. If you're after me, well, no.
That's good wording.
If you're not law enforcement and you're after me, you can find me on Twitter @Lusion, LEUVSION, or youtube.com/ I don't know how that works. Try it. Put Illusion afterwards. see if that gets you to my really old YouTube channel, and you can check out some really embarrassing old YouTube videos. But I'm trying to revive it after I realised how many views it had over the years. It has a much bigger subscriber base than Nintendo Voice does, and I'm trying to piggyback off that. We're not going to tell the listeners. Okay.
Good, jolly good. Wifey memories.
Like your memories of that.
But you can see Lewis on his YouTube channel.
Yeah, that bit we didn't like.
Enjoy building. The
Oh,
peripherals to the Wii remotes.
Nyko
Quick shot or something?
quick shot, pro shots, same shots. And I even tried to do a little flip.
You did? I watched that video.
I couldn't be bothered to do it in more than one take, so it didn't quite work, but I just pretended it did.
I have watched this video.
That's got like
I did.
70,000 views, I think, silly.
It's crazy, but it's really funny. It's really good.
Fair enough.
It was really good.
And I guess on that note, if there's actual people who do these fairly normal YouTube thing who has some tips for us, please do hit me up at Lusion. I would be very interested to hear them. But before I do go into one of those great rambles, I think we better close the show. Yeah. So, this has been Nintendo Voice, and thanks for listening.
Yeah, take care, everybody.
Goodbye.
Good luck.